Alright, so I'm playing Voidtrain again, and I deleted my save and started over so I could play efficiently from the start. And this is the same point as when I ended the video. And as you can see, I built a lot of things right off the bat. I even have a different cart. Another thing I figured out about this game is that every zone has a shark, and apparently they always show up at the beginning. So what you can do is you can stop your train so you can deal with them. They're very hard to deal with if you're moving, because they constantly try to destroy your structures. But if you stand still and shoot at them, they will always be coming back and forth, and eventually you can kill them and take their loot. Figuring that out made the game so much enjoyable for me. The most annoying thing I had to deal with when I first played was the shark, constantly coming back, harass and destroying my structures. Killing him at the beginning really makes the game more chill, and now I can just drift around and collect everything without having to watch my back, making sure that the shark doesn't bite me in my ass. You do have to deal with some outposts that have henchmen that shoot at you, but they're very easy, and they kind of spice things up because instead of constantly drifting, you're actually having some gunfights here and there. Very fun. Nothing too crazy. This game is definitely a time sink, but at least the pets are cute. Look at this little guy over here playing music for me. Apparently you can collect a lot of these pets and you can have a train stacked full of them, which is not a thing that I mind because they do fill in the loneliness of the void. Constantly drifting alone is not really it's not really that enjoyable. But when you have lots of pets who play with different instruments and interact with each other, that can definitely spice things up. Also, I changed the engine. I got a new train engine going on, which doesn't look right to me because it's a bit hollow at the center. But it is an upgrade. There is something I've been thinking about for a while and I want to share with you guys. You know, given current events and everything, a lot of people seem to be talking about World War III or whatever. And this got me thinking, you know, as a religious person, I've never been afraid of death. But when it comes down to nuclear war, that thing I fear. Because no matter what religion you have, there's one constant truth. Is that God is supposed to bring the end of times, you know? Judgment Day or whatever. But a nuclear war pretty much throws all of that out the window. It pretty much proves that God doesn't exist. So when I see a nuke blast that's about to kill me, I'm left, like, in my final moments, I'll know that I will not exist anywhere else. That God doesn't exist and I am gone. Because how can God bring Judgment Day if we ended the world ourselves, you know? But that's not all doom and gloom. I guess if you believe in, like, God and you don't have any doubts in your mind whatsoever, then you might not be afraid of a nuclear war because, hey, God is the one who's going to bring Judgment Day. I'm not afraid about what the news is saying. All those World War III trending and stuff. Who the fuck gives a shit about that? So I guess it could be a positive thing, you know, if you think about it. It's just something I've been thinking about, and I don't really have anyone to discuss that sort of thing with, so I thought, hey, we could start a discussion. Tell me what you think, and we could, you know, talk about it. But it's just something I've been thinking about for more than a year now. Ever since people started talking about World War III and stuff. I was like, how does that factor into my religious beliefs? And that's what I came to. Another topic, I said I was going to make a marathon video, but unfortunately I refunded that game. I really wanted Marathon to be good, but it is not. It's nothing special. It's not that it's bad. It's nothing special. It's been done before. It is shooter slop. Basically, you might as well play Apex Legends. Might as well play any other of the free games. There's nothing really unique about Marathon other than its art style. They did advertise their cybernetics system, and all that is just modifiers. Less fall damage, less this, more stamina regen. There's nothing really special or unique. Very disappointing, I gotta say. I'm not gonna make that marathon video after all. Voidtrain has a puzzle that really pissed the hell out of me. So there's these 3 goddamn spinny things that you have to spin into the right sequence. Keep running around in circles like a goddamn monkey, and I just can't find anything. The only thing I find is this white crab on the floor. I honestly got so goddamn pissed running back and forth, watching a lot of different YouTube videos and Googling the answers, and I couldn't find anything. 14 minutes later, I almost uninstalled the game until I watched one YouTube video.
You can go, so you really have to pay attention, but basically look for the one that goes on the longest. If it's a short direction or it looks like it's going to end, then that's probably not where you need to go to solve the tiny little puzzle. So keep going with the longest amount of islands in a row or in one direction. Eventually you'll come across to a tree that has these stones, and you might also notice that some of these cliffs have pictures on them. Once you get over to the tree, you simply have to organize the stones so that the blue light is the symbols that you've seen.
Now, this wasn't the same puzzle that I was at, but I put 2 and 2 together. Apparently, when you find one of the symbols, you should be able to look at it from an angle where you can see the 2 other symbols, and boom, you can know the sequence. Of course, my dumbass had the hardest one of these because it's just a crab on the floor, and you have to go to the roof, and then you have to look through a hole to see the freaking sequence. My god, 14 minutes of pure stress, and I finally found the answer. Honestly, even though I use Google and stuff, I feel accomplished that I completed this. I instantly figured it out as soon as I knew what kind of puzzle it was. I was so freaking pissed, and the reward was not worth it at the end, but at least I got through it, and that's all that matters really. The game does have the occasional majestic view. Like, right now, I am looking at the creature that is stuck. For some reason, he's not moving anymore. You could just phase right through him. He does get the memo eventually and leaves. I found another puzzle spot, but instead of taking me 14 minutes, this one literally took me 10 seconds. Now that I know how to do this, they are the easiest thing in the world. For some reason, the Eld tree from Elden Ring is there too. The game also has this trial system that you can participate in. You can constantly fight waves of enemies, and the more waves you take on, the higher the reward. You're basically just fighting cockroaches non-stop. And, you know, for a game to have a system like that, you would think that the shooting would be better. For some reason, the guns feel very stiff to use. Like, you can't just shoot when you press. Like, I could literally be standing for 3 seconds unable to shoot for some reason. I don't know why that happens. Also, the trials are very repetitive. I've ran into 3 different ones on 3 different zones, and they're pretty much the same with slight variation in the map. This game is definitely a lot of repetition. Like I said, it's a time sink. But ultimately, Slasher of Gods, what do you think of this game? I think this game is fun. I think the game is definitely worth $30. If you have nothing else to play, might as well get it. It is dumb fun. You're just chilling. You're building your train up. You're shooting at roaches and henchmen. And you're drifting and constantly collecting stuff. All the systems that exist in this game are, you know, they're passable. And I like it. I like it. I definitely want to see how big my train can get. And the different new mechanics that the game will introduce. Because I haven't even touched on the other mechanic, what's it called? Prophecy or something? Basically, they're modifiers that you can place on your train, and they will kind of modify the path that you're going on. Like, more outposts, but you get more wood. Like, 1 negative effect and 2 positive effects. They can definitely mix things up, and they can add to the fun, to the repetition of the game. The game also does have a story. After 7 hours of playing, 8 hours, all that I know from the story is there's a scientist on the loose. Bad guys are going after him. The scientist could be a bad guy. There was an old Norse god, I'm thinking Jormungandr, I don't know, that was getting power from some sort of water, and apparently that water is scattered somewhere in this void, and everyone is looking for it, and whoever drinks it gets to have godlike powers. Which kind of reminds me of the plot from Lord of Mysteries, because everyone is trying to drink potions to get stronger, but let's not compare the great writing of Lord of Mysteries to this game. I have no idea what the story is in this game, what they're trying to do. Mostly just drifting. Well, that's the end for this video. I am definitely gonna finish playing Voidtrain in my private time. I don't think I'm gonna make another video on this game because it's very time consuming, and not a lot happens for me to justify recording videos on it. I just wanted to do one more to... I don't know. I just wanted to do one more because I felt like it, to be honest. I'm not going to try to give you a deep reason. I just felt like doing it. And I'm disappointed in Marathon, and if there's any game that you want me to try out and do this style of video on, make sure to leave a comment and leave your suggestion down below. Also, do like and subscribe, please, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.